Hey, it's me, Dree. Welcome back to our journey through the stages of awakening. If you've been following along with the last two videos, you know we've already walked through the unraveling, and then we sat together and discussed the void. Today, I want to bring you into the stage that naturally follows. It's what I call integration. So let's look back for a moment. The unraveling is when everything you thought you knew starts to fall apart. The old identities, relationships, and patterns begin to crack. For me, this happened in 2024. In March of 2024, I made the decision to remove my neighbor from my life. And then in April of 2024, that 8-month relationship I had been in suddenly ended. And then by August of 2024, I also made the decision to let go of my best friend from childhood. That was all unraveling. There were truths surfacing, illusions collapsing, and me having to let go of the people who were no longer aligned, even when it broke my heart. After that came the void. Because while the unraveling leaves you stripped bare, the void is that quiet, confusing, in-between part. After those relationships were gone, the silence was deafening. It felt empty, even lonely. For me, that void stretched from August of 2024 all the way through the end of January 2025. During that time, it was months of sitting in the silence. I was stripped of the old, but not yet ready for the new. It was uncomfortable, but I can see now that it was also necessary. So at the start of 2025, I made the choice to slowly start to integrate myself back into the real world. Not with the same people, not with the life that I was living before, but I started completely over from scratch. And this was the beginning of my integration. For me, it looked like organizing a home poker game. Not just to pass the time, but as a way to start living again. Just a little bit. Only this time I was living with a new set of rules and with higher standards. Because that's the essence of integration. It's not flashy. It's not loud. In fact, it's often slower than the unraveling or the void. It's where your power starts to root. Integration is when you weave the truths you gained into your everyday life. It's like brushing your teeth with a new presence because you've remembered to care for yourself again. Or it's setting boundaries with someone who used to drain you because you now know your worth. It's also creating new spaces, new communities, and new ways of being that reflect the lessons you've carried out of the void with you. And without integration, awakening is going to stay abstract. It stays as a concept, a story, or a feeling. But with integration, awakening becomes fully embodied. It becomes who you are. That's why this stage matters so much, because this is when the world begins to see the shift you've already felt inside yourself. This is where you stop waiting for someday and you start living it, choice by choice, moment by moment. So if you find yourself in a season that feels quieter, slower, maybe even less exciting, and it's coming after the unraveling and the void, know this: you are probably walking through integration. And this stage, just like the others, is sacred. It is where you're awakening roots into your everyday life. So I'd love to hear from you. If you've been following along, leave me a comment and tell me what season you're traveling in right now. The unraveling, the void, or integration. I want to offer y'all content that resonates the most, and I can only do that if y'all guide me on where to go next. And remember, where there is love, there is light. And I'm sending both of those things your way. Always. I'll catch you guys soon.